guys, welcome to Zoe's Fancy Cakes. I'm Zoe and today I'm going to have a go at making the comic/cartoon cake trend that's going about at the moment. I do tend to miss most trends. Seen this one about for a little while and I thought it was about time I had a go myself. So I've seen Little Cherry Cake Company do an amazing one and I thought I should have a go myself. So here it is, guys. Hope you enjoy. So I'm going to use some chocolate cake for this one and I'm just going to sandwich it together using some buttercream. So I've dyed the buttercream with some pink colour and what I'll do is I'll put links below the video, guys, for everything I've used so that you can use the same things, or you can choose your own brand. You don't have to use the same as me at all. So once I've stacked my cakes, and I am using a 7-inch, no, I'm using a 6-inch cake. I forget straight away. I'm using a 6-inch cake. I'm going to cover the whole thing in chocolate ganache. This is just so that it's going to have a nice firm base underneath for when we put the fondant on top. Now you don't have to do them in fondant, but I thought it was going to be the easiest way of doing this cake. And I'm used to doing fondant. So I'm going to cut a piece out. So I'm going to do sort of 2 cakes. We'll decorate one so that it looks like the cake with a piece removed, and then the other one will decorate as the piece of cake. So just make sure you are ganaching the sides that you've cut as well. We want it to be fully covered. And then once the ganache is firmed up, I'm going to cover the whole thing in piping gel so that the fondant will stick to it. So I'm going to use some brown fondant now and we're going to wrap it around the outside edge of the cake. Could have probably rolled it out a little bit thinner than what I did do as well. And then I'm just going to mark in an indentation all the way around where I want the cake to look like it's broken up into its layers. So they about match the layers inside the actual cake as well. And then I'm going to dust into and around those indentations with a dark brown powder so it looks a little bit shaded rather than all one colour. And I'm going to roll some fondant in pink, so you can choose whatever colour you want your frosting to look. And you don't want it even, you want it to be a bit lumpy bumpy so it looks like it's squeezing out from the cake when we add that on. I'm going to go for red for the bottom layer just because it would be nice to have 2 different colours on here. Pushing it all the way around. And it's just fondant that I'm using for this one, guys. I've seen lots of people do it with buttercream. And I think it looks great in buttercream as well. I am not very good with buttercream, although I am going to try making a buttercream video for you very soon, guys, because I do need a bit of practice with buttercream. So we've cut some to have drip shapes for the top. Just going to press that on and then I'm going to put some sprinkles on as well. Now for the top, I thought it would be really nice to have some pieces that look like it was piped buttercream, even though it's not. So again, these are just in brown. And then we're going to make some little red hearts. I was going to do cherries and then I thought I should change them into hearts. And these are going to stick into that little brown buttercream bit I've got on the top. We can add some air bubbles with a black food pen. Just make sure it's an edible pen you're using, guys. And then what you want to do is roll by hand or with an extruder. I'm using an extruder. Some black fondant. The black is going to look like the outlines of the cartoon. So you're going to place those around the outside edge of pretty much everything, but you need to face it towards you so that it's always looking at you from one direction, because this cake will have a front and a back. Otherwise the line effect won't work if you look at it from the wrong angle to what you've stuck it on. You can put them around your sprinkles, so remember anything that's on there wants a line around it. You might find you want to roll the line thinner in some parts than the others. You might want to take a break from rolling those lines, because I did get a bit fed up with it, so I kept breaking it up by getting out the pen and drawing on some of those cake air bubbles, and then back to adding those lines again. I realised that if I'd have simplified the cake a little bit, there'd be fewer of these black outlines I would need to stick on, which would have sped it up a little bit for me. So because I'm looking at it this direction, I need to put something on the sides as well. And I'm going to use some white food colour to paint on some little highlights on the sprinkles and all the icing drips and even that filling that looks supposed to look like it's coming out from between the layers. I'm just using Colour Mill, but you could even use a white edible pen for this, guys. That would work absolutely fine as well. Let's put a little heart down here. Again, black outline going around that. Now, I'm going to put more of these chocolate buttercream effect bits on the top, that actually kind of looked a bit like garlic bulbs by the time I'd finished. And you're probably thinking, well, why not just pipe them on in buttercream or even chocolate ganache? You can, if you prefer to pipe these on rather than making them in fondant like what I did, you absolutely could do that. It would probably save you a lot of time. I just thought because I'd done everything else in fondant, it would work well if these were fondant too, but I wish I'd done them in buttercream. And then these are just going to be placed onto the top of my cake. They're quite big, so I can't get many on. All finished. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Don't forget to click like and subscribe for more videos like this one, and let's see what it looks like inside. Hope you enjoyed this one, guys, and I'll see you again soon for the next one.